So, welcome back. This is the classic critique of the week for the week of January 11th. I know we already said it, but this has been a while coming. It's been a few months since we did one.
I think it's 2 months now, since November.
Yeah, so it has been a while. That's true. We were
It's
supposed to
true.
do something in December, but
I don't know.
we didn't actually do many podcasts in December to begin
It's
with.
Christmas time.
It got busy really
Got
fast.
busy, yeah.
So F-Zero, I don't know why I picked this game. It's the first thing that probably came to my mind.
Mhm.
I figured we didn't do many racing games except for maybe Rock and Roll Racing.
Yeah.
And most people know F-Zero, so it wouldn't be too left field. How do you feel about this game? Well, tell me a little bit about it. I know you were reading the wiki page, but tell me a little
From my childhood. I
about
guess.
your childhood.
Yeah, I never owned this game, but I always rented this game like a couple of times in the video store. I don't know why. I find it's one of those classic games. It might be the first, at least popular, like futuristic game they made, and it was on Super Nintendo. It was made by Miyamoto. I didn't know that, but I thought it was made by Nintendo, but I didn't know by him. So it's actually pretty cool. And what is fun about this game is like it's not too easy, but it's not too hard. The difficulty is just right, and it's very fast. I mean, for Super Nintendo, it's not a Sega, of course, but
No,
for the time,
there's no high definition graphics on the SNES.
no, there's no blast processing.
Yeah, Genesis had those upper hands.
Yeah, Sega had, but Nintendo don't.
That's
Yeah.
very true.
But but it was I did play it. It was like 5 or 6 years at least minimum, maybe even more. That I didn't play it back this game, and when I played it, it just felt right. It was very fun. There was no learning curve. Like I just did one lap and I was back into my groove. The goal of the game is like finish like in top three, obviously, but the challenge you have is like in different not course, race, whatever, race type, whatever. The goal is that you cannot touch the borders, and because your vehicle is gonna lose the energy, and obviously you're gonna die after. And more you go, it's gonna be harder because sometimes you have to do some jumps. And if you jump and you land outside of the track, you die and it's game over. So that's
And there's limited continues too, from what I
yeah,
remember.
it's true. I died there and I just stopped playing. I didn't feel like restarting the race, even if it's very short. It's just like just give me a second chance at least. Yeah, but do you have any feeling about this game?
I really don't like this game.
Is there any reason why?
I don't know. I
You don't
guess
I'm not a fan of racing, but just because it's the future thing. I think it looks more cooler to me.
Looks cooler.
It's more appealing.
I don't know. It's really weird because I suggested this game and I don't know why I did because
Mhm.
my last memory before playing it for the classic critique
Yeah.
was on the N64
Mhm.
and
And
looking back it was even worse than this
it's
one.
a very worse game.
So I mean I don't know. I just don't like the F-Zero series.
Okay.
And I don't think I ever have. Maybe the GameCube one will change my way of thinking about it. But for the SNES one, I found that it was, I don't know, something about the graphics were weird. It was just
I like the graphics. They are colorful. That's what I like.
yeah, I just didn't like that art style that they
Okay,
picked
maybe
for it.
that's why.
Like the futuristic thing is fine, but
Mhm.
um,
But
it's-
all tracks looks the same. That's why they're just like different colors every time.
yeah, and
That's it.
at the time too, I'd always preferred Mario Kart. And I
it's a
had
big
played
classic.
this, even though this came out, I think, in 91. Mario
Okay.
Kart was maybe a year or two after.
Yeah.
I still preferred Mario Kart because, I was familiar with the Mario characters. I enjoyed the weapons. I think that was one
The
thing
battle
that-
mode is pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, the battle mode.
Some
in Mario
classic
Kart.
levels in there.
Exactly. So, at the time, I was more enthused about the car games with weapons,
Okay.
like Twisted Metal. I played a lot of that growing up. So,
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the weapons because when I was playing back recently with F-Zero, that was the only thing that it was lacking from this game. It's the weapon because near the end of the game, I did went like through the halfway through the game, and it's the opponents going pretty hard. Like, let's say you just lose like 1 second, they're going back in front of you. So that's why a little weapon thing will be better. But that's why Mario Kart created after.
Yeah.
But for the time, I find it's a perfect game, and the music is. I still remember the music. Like the first thing I pop up the game, it was very fun. I love the music.
Yeah, really good soundtrack in this one. Miyamoto's always had good soundtracks in his game.
Mm-hmm. But a Nintendo game, at least.
Yeah, that's
licensed game.
Really, really memorable tunes. I don't know if there's. Are you going to put one at the end of the podcast so they know what it sounds like?
It's probably in the beginning. I think, yeah.
I think it already happened.
I think it is.
Okay.
Probably, hopefully.
No, but that's it. Like it's music like that really makes you wonder why games now don't have great soundtracks. I think games are trying to do too much now. They want to have the orchestra. They want to have the big sound, and it's not about big sound. It's just about good sound.
Well, I think I'm no expert. Maybe because it's too expensive now to make like something decent. Because back in the day, I think it's just MIDI files, something like that. So it's basically just a piano and doing music. Yeah, I think now like you need to pay like real per person. I don't know, if you want to do something decent, like you said, you need like a big.
You need to have the orchestra and the whole thing.
That's why.
I don't know. I think there should be more games trying to do
like
more with less.
Like a Metal Gear thing.
Well, even Metal Gear had the big symphony and the big orchestra. But I want the opposite. I want
something smaller,
small but original, very good.
Original, okay.
Like something catchy.
Yeah,
like the Mirror's Edge soundtrack also has really catchy tunes in it, and it does. I don't know how much they invested in the soundtrack, but it's not like. It doesn't seem like they're trying too hard.
But it works perfectly. Because other than Mirror's Edge, I don't remember any game like recently that have like something original, something good. Well, maybe sometimes RPGs, but they're always known for that.
Yeah.
To have a good soundtrack.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So
it would be something to see.
I would like to see. Maybe
should have been a prediction of 09. Better soundtrack.
Well, we can still predict. Remember, we said we can keep this window open for until the end of January. So if you want to predict it now.
I don't think they will though.
No, games will just try to do.
Yeah. Is Final Fantasy 13 this year? Because I know that a few screenshot leak now, but leak happened on the internet. It does look very beautiful. I'm more interested into this game, but the only thing I don't know if I'm not sure, but you're only seeing girls now to this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know the main character is a
girl, but looks like a guy.
Yeah, so that might be a problem.
But enough about this. Enough about that for now. So F-Zero, would you recommend it or?
I don't know.
I don't know. Not for you.
In my opinion, it didn't hold up.
Okay, for me, it's a good retro. Like, if I would still have a Wii for the Virtual Console, I could spend the money on this game.
Oh, speaking of Wii,
I could.
Do you think that they should rehash this and make it a Wii title now? Do you think F-Zero should come out on the Wii?
Yeah.
Motion control?
Personally, yes, but I don't think they will. Because it's, well, I don't know. If you look at the F-Zero GX series on the GameCube, it was very for the hardcore. Like, you could not give this game to a kid because, well, at least a children, because they won't be able to play because it's way too fast. So I think that's why they won't keep it. They won't do it for the new for the Wii. It's maybe like downloadable game.
Oh, WiiWare,
a WiiWare game. I could see it there.
Okay.
But I think it's way too for the hardcore fans.
Right.
And hardcore fans are on PC or Xbox.
Yeah, or the PS3 sometimes.
A what?
So I guess does that cover it this week?
Yeah, I think it's covered.
Just a quick note.